Hello friends, welcome to my Princess Diana channel. Before moving on to the video, if you are not subscribed to my channel, do not forget to subscribe and turn on notifications, so let's move on to the video. Since that time people would very much like to shift this terrible habit of blaming others, like a lifestyle, into Harry and Meghan's minds. When Prince Harry got involved in Diddy's case, I immediately found persons who started scraping out a picture in reality where Prince William was and began blaming. I'm sure Harry did not fall into the Diddy trap because of his brother, it was all because of his dirty methods. Harry's fans are trying to convince us that William is also in the know with this whole situation, but here's the deal. William met thousands, maybe millions of other celebrities. He took pictures with them, and that's it. No celebrity is listed in the lawsuit document against him. And they reported only one name, Harry. They reported only celebs, musicians, athletes. Only his name. Little wonder the company was nasty with whom to be popular. When little Harry was still very young, he made fun of him. Nothing has changed there and changed it a bit. William was a young man, and he went to seek help. Harry, too, but Harry was rational. Only I hope, for the sake of the alleged victims, full justice to be done. Maybe this is very nice due to time for him to take some action on the African charity scandal he has been avoiding for months. Nevertheless, Harry won't responding to the private planes, and questions he does not want to answer. He would just ignore them, as it was in that African park story. I am certain he would say that he elevated it up the food chain when he heard about it, as well as that is it. Harry would have done nothing more than that, maybe gone to a party and a photo session. Doubtless, he would have dragged himself to the police reservation at the earliest feasible opportunity upon realizing the sensation. I feel for the King and Prince of Wales. They have no lives, they hardly ever will in any jurisdiction. They are so accustomed to Harry fouling it up and needing there to save his skin. Nowadays, they only rescue it on their personal. He cannot be defended by the firm, not after he attacked his family on national television. Harry never denounced the sexual misconduct in the company of the African park. He probably didn't think he was doing anything incorrect. Media should make him speak on that and should have made him speak, which he never does for African peoples. Harry is all mature, living in a foreign country and in a period step. He might be learning one thing: actions have consequences and he should be prepared. I dare say the palace would be watching with interest and could give them more ammunition to get away removing titles in the future. As for the lawsuit, in 2012 The Sun reported that Diddy had revealed he was looking forward to coming to London as he would like to party with Harry. I am not sure why this man, working for Diddy from 2022 to 2023, would mention Harry at all. That is, if ever Diddy had seen Harry again after 2017, a difference of 15 years. Harry would have something to be turned, being prey. And Harry had a wild partying past, the one is cute, the one that Diddy since parting. Harry was a party boy and valued him for such activities as wild parties in Las Vegas, nightclubs, etc. He must have thought he was invincible for who he is at the time. But Diddy knows Prince William is not really one to party. He couldn't have said he was coming. He used Harry's name to try and get all the girls to come by promising them they'll meet him. He couldn't have used William's name because nobody would have bought that. Harry, obviously. 'Cause every person knows he's the kind to turn up at a party in his house and, yeah, when the law come, he pretends he's just some randomer. Like, he'd be the guy you wake up to, passed out on your porch the next morning, 'cause karma's coming. Last week, Sugar pulled the most sweets a girl could trash our princess. Now his name's gonna get trashed for his traffic ante. Oh dear, the tables did turn. I don't even know whether he is innocent or guilty. Yet he sure is taking his sweet time releasing a statement. Scooby-Dooby, dee-doo, boozy-woozy. Still, he hushed. How long will it take to type? Harry denies any involvement and hopes for the true truth to come to light. I find it ironic this is getting brought up the same week Harry's visa application couldn't be found. Singing like a canary to stay in the USA. I hope the media digging brings more Africa Park situation to light. Harry needs to at least speak to the cops concerning this issue. He hasn't said anything concerning African parks yet, so it's pretty remote. I think he believes he is above the law. It will be very interesting to see how this ex-prince tries to wiggle out of this one, and he still has those allegations in Africa too. If I were his old team, I'd have him on the first plane to Africa, saying he's gonna deal with that mess, and spin that, he cares. With colored people. There has to be a very thin connection between Harry and P. Diddy. H most probably will be deposed. Diddy is a predator and preys on PPL. He knew who to prey on. The spare with a chip on the shoulder who did drugs. Not the future king, who has never done drugs. I really see a dichotomy here. William and Harry both have been brought up with a keen awareness of their privilege and the resulting responsibility. Williams knows he will be a king someday, so he just takes a bit more responsibility in knowing that everyone is going to be trying to get mileage out of associating with him. Yet he will be a good king. Harry brought equal admonishing to be careful. Does he not know the strength his presence in any kind of scenario brings? Probably not, he considers himself a spare. Harry even then was using his status as a sub, and that opened powerful doors for him. Harry was preordained to grow into some sort of mighty person with hair and has the wherewithal to do whatever he fastened to do from the day he was born. Instead, he partied with his powerful name. Then, many years later, he described a book called Spare, where the Godfather had no power. He was essentially the one receiving the icky house and nothing else. People dissed and people blah, and so on. Harry identified his power all the time, and the world was his oyster. He attended the best parties and polo matches in town, using his power. All this picture tells me is that he had no business ever wearing. He wrote the book to tell everyone else. Both people were raised with the same values, in a similar world, with the same approximations. The spare was always the celebrity type than a party and were also more of a target than the aged. The other still seemed not to have cared limits, or at least not when it came to the party. I mean, who allows his mate into that mess? Favors? He, I think, was never taught how to be grateful for or understand how easy and free their traditional forms of grooming in front of brother thank you. The spare was, of course, the less burdened one, hence so he was less accessible to punishment. If his name comes up at all, it's bonus time. More live than the Diana concert, even if he is culpable, one can only consider it a warning. I hope it can lose sleep over. Sarah was a name, and Megan in 5 Guthrie. He's not squeaky clean. It just makes me wonder if Harry has in fact known about this lawsuit for a couple of weeks now and is trying to get back to Great Britain. Harry hasn't even commented on the African Park situation yet. He won't comment on the most recent suit then, unless he did know it has just been sappened. It's like abuse that went on with his charity in the park. Although none of this is funny that they both are the same thing. Maybe he has given to the young. Maybe he is aware. The charities of which he is focused on, with the young underprivileged people, with the education that may easily take, and lastly, love that named Harry's after him. There's no problem, Prince William is there. He did look much more professional in those pictures. He could well have left early or later than Harry and separately from him and not known anything about it. Well, said, and done there, here comes the people know that Harry is the party boy and he has to do it, and all that fault will be his that he is waited on by Diddy. Now, let's see whether Harry will speak about the issue or keep his silence. That's it for our video my friends, I hope you have liked it. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments, and like the video. If you haven't done so yet, if you want to be first to be informed about my content, please subscribe to the channel and make sure you turn on notifications. Thank you for spending this time with me, take care of yourself and stay healthy. I'll see you in the next one.